What's up, guys? It's Sean Korea from Team Duder Destin here, bringing to you another video. This time around, it's going to be another deck profile video for the new set BT16. I have with me today Mr. Sakib Hossain. Sakib is an amazing player, and he's by far the best Imperial player that I've ever seen so far in this set. So here I have him presenting the profile. Sakib, take us away.
Yeah, so we played in the MomoCon case tournament yesterday at that was for a case of BT16.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing set.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sold out for a reason right now.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, so many decks got support from this set. So many decks like got upgraded, or not so much upgraded. So many new decks got introduced in.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mirage got an extra set of support that I didn't need,
Yeah, yeah.
but overall, I mean, like you have Magnum on X, you have Rapid on X, you have Imperial, and Tyrant. Those are the four decks that like are introduced in this set. And
Yeah.
then you have like the single card like Valkyrie on Ace that increases decks like Numemon
Mm-hmm.
up. So I chose to take Imperial because when I read the cards in Japan from the Japanese translations, I was like, there's no way that Paildramon and Dragon would make this nasty combination together.
Yeah.
So I'll just show you like exactly what like I mean by like what the deck does. Like even like just going to cards for card. Like I'll start from the level sixes and going down, and you can just see like you read the effects, and he's like crazy. So
Mm-hmm.
like I'll start even with the best card for arguably the best card titled with Paildramon. It's honestly just the Dragon mode right here.
Mm-hmm.
With the Dragon mode, like on Digivolve, is on Digivolve effect is like the weaker of the two effects, but it's still like a great effect. You choose one of your opponent's tamers, like you have a tamer right here. You just stun it. You just it can't unsuspend until end of your opponent's turn. Then you would tap one of their Digimon or tamers to unsuspend the Digimon. So it's like the somewhat like the old fighter mode,
Mm-hmm.
I think from set 8, that did that same type of thing to suspend to unsuspend. But this is like it has to tap a Digimon or a Tamer to unsuspend, or else it can't do it. But this card's crazy for that effect, just because you can finally stun a Tamer from unsuspending. And you need to do
Yeah.
that against like Red Hybrid
Mm-hmm.
or like Analog Youth, or like honestly mostly any Tamer that like has that good suspension effect, like Mimi and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to have that. But the better of the two effects, the better of the two effects is the all turns effect. When your opponent with Digivolve into Digimon or play Digimon by an effect, this card can immediately Digivolve to a fighter mode for free.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, crazy effect. It includes people might think that effect is so like hard to pull off. There's so many effects that Digivolve, so many effects that
So
play.
it's kind of like a pseudo blast, right?
It's a pseudo blast, but it's like
Yeah.
before an attack,
Before an
because
attack.
usually
Yeah.
that's when because when stuff happens like that, like the fighter mode that you're running, make best use of it.
Mm-hmm.
I from what I think from when I was reading it, because Blast, I'm thinking Blast has an effect that digivolves. It activates on Blast. Effect activates on memory. Effects on activates effect on training itself. Because like training is an effect that digivolves. You punish your opponent for using their training. I'd be a Rapidon player because they use their training, and I digivolve to a fighter mode Ace, and he's the game instantly because like there's no way out of it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
need a training to get past the game state and
Yeah.
effective play.
So
Like there's
I
no.
guess just so explain the combo that you're talking about.
So you have like any tamer. It requires a tamer on your board. You have like the Davis Ken. This is a proxy for BT3 Davis. I don't have right now, so
Mm-hmm.
you just like you go do your DNA with the Paildramon. I'll show that later. You do Paildramon swing twice and use Digivolve to fire mode, and then you just look at your opponent. And you're like, you have to Digivolve or play fair game, or else if you try to like do something for free, then I do something for free, and my free stuff will disrupt your free stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and you probably just don't have a turn. Then I'll be able to show off the combo better as soon as I show the Paildramon.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, let me just show you the targets we have for the Dragon mode, because Dragon mode's like pretty good right here. We have I'll start off with the BT12 fighter mode. This card used to be like a pretty bad card.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest. There's no way you got this effect off, but with the new Paildramon, everything's possible with this card, because with the Dragon mode effect, as soon as they do the condition that makes it Digivolve into fighter mode, return the Dragon mode back into your hand, and you have it again now, and then you just bottom deck all of your opponents suspended Digimon.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just bot deck the board during their turn.
Yeah. Because on Digivolve it also suspends like everything, right? Isn't that?
It suspends everything with no sources.
Yeah.
And then the deck out has the extra trait now that strips sources.
Yeah.
So like crazy. And then this is the one that has blocker and gets like 1k DP per card. This is your like one out to like Tyrant. If you can't like run, if you don't like have like a way to run over it naturally, you just Digivolve this fighter mode. You run the Vmon that has the red source, so it makes fighter mode goes 19k and you can swing over it. You just try to make it go bigger than Tyrant. If they don't have 20k under, it's not 20k, but that's the combo. You only want to do it off of fire mode, dragon mode effect. It's not really great otherwise, but if you stunned with Paildramon, then it's a very good card still. And then fire mode ace, everybody hears about it. Everybody raves about it.
Yeah.
Just bot deck a stack that's like equal or less sources. You're playing DNA. You're playing DNA Digivolve deck.
Yeah.
You're bot decking a stack.
Yeah, you're gonna have so many sources. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the end of attack effect, it just unsuspends itself. Then you have Dragon Mode source. You just bot deck a suspended Digimon. So you just bot deck 2 cards. It's a pretty good ace for this deck specifically. I don't think it's good in like another deck or splash in terms of splashability, just because of like its requirements and like what it needs to do.
Which one do you find yourself like going into more?
It depends on the situation. Usually I don't even draw them. I just game on Dragon Mode. Usually it just depends because this gets rid of like a big stack. This gets rid of all of your opponent's suspended Digimon. Yeah. It just depends like what happens in the game state.
Yeah,
it's
for
a very fluid thing. I went to both like multiple times, like equal amount. So there's not much.
2-2 split seems like a good split for sure.
Yeah, and this is an ace still, so the overflow still matters. The overflow -4, so you have to be careful about it. So you rather do it the other way. Now let's talk about the other MVP. My God, such a broken effect on this card is the new Paildramon.
$20 for a reason.
It's $20 for a reason for an SR. That's very unprecedented for a while.
Yeah.
On Digivolve, spend all of your opponent's Digimon equal or less sources to this. Usually, like if you got the perfect stack, that's 5 sources.
Yep.
That's a level 7 stack essentially. Yep. You're suspending everything. And then if it's DNA Digivolve, this is the best part. All of your opponent's Digimon cannot unsuspend until end of their turn. When it says it like that, that means any form of effect or like game mechanic that makes you want to unsuspend, you can't do it. So it's like Quartzmon, but on a DNA Digivolve.
Yeah.
So the stun is like by far the most annoying aspect of Paildramon, along with partition. Like partition itself, like
so annoying.
You have to kill it, and then like there's the option, the DNA Digivolve option in the deck, that plays for 3, makes the Paildramon be you can't delete it by battle, so you can't even kill it to make sure partition doesn't trigger. So you have to kill it by effect, and then partition triggers bring out both sources.
Or
it has the inheritable.
I guess DP minus gets to do partition, right?
Yeah, DP because partition triggers if it leads the battle area other than by your own card effect. Or by battle. This is other than, so that means
so partition still works with DP reduction.
Yeah, because it's leads by game mechanic, which triggers partition.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so yeah, you can't get around partition, and like it swings twice, conditionally. You have to tap when your opponent's unsuspend Digimon. If you don't do that, you just unsuspend this Digimon. So swing, you tap one. If you don't, you just unsuspend.
Yeah.
So pretty good.
Same thing as fighter mode ace, right?
Same thing as fighter mode. Fighter mode ace just unsuspends naturally.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but Paildramon has to have that condition on it. It's not like this one. This one's the free one.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's her trial deck one, crazy one. Just the bot deck. Bot deck sometimes matters. You still have to play it.
Yeah.
And then unconditional like unsuspend. That's
yeah, for sure.
It's a good one. Then you have the Paildramon. Here, it's a bad card. You need strip sources sometimes, and this is like the only one. I rarely have ever gone to it, but stuff happens and you have to go into it.
Would you take it out for a third star deck or no?
No, the third trial deck sometimes like clogs up the deck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are situations as this came up more than this in case you need like I go to
Use
the
strip.
fighter mode.
Yeah.
The fighter mode to bot deck the board
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
because it strips top three stars of all your opponent's Digimon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's pretty good then.
And
In
then
that
yeah, the
situation.
stun effect is bad on it, but we don't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to level fours. You're running 6 of each color.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 of the class collection one, the most like vanilla of them all, just jamming on both the attack on it and the inheritable.
Mm-hmm.
The better of them right now is the DNA one because the DNA one you gain the memory back instantly and it guarantees jamming. So this does this but better
Yeah,
in
for
terms of
sure.
your DNA plays.
Yep.
Same with the Stingmon. It gives piercing instead. But it does, which matters because you're tapping a board now. So you swing over him. You check one check, jamming, and it's not dying usually. Check an option, partition triggers.
Mm-hmm.
And you bring him back out, you DNA again, you gain 2 more memory. You're just getting memory by them dying.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
Then you have the Trollic Stingmon. People are taking it out. I don't like it like that. I don't like why they're doing
You gotta
that
see the
because this still
Stingmons.
plays for 3.
Yeah, you still gotta see it.
And then it has the inheritable draw. That's not once per turn. That's you need so many draws in this deck. This deck is
Yeah,
horrible.
that used to be why the deck was so broken. You'd swing and draw 4.
Or draw 2 at that time,
Yeah,
right?
well, yeah.
So yeah. So now you can draw 4, but that's because of the new Vmon or the promo Vmon. But you just need so much combo. You need to keep on drawing cards. You
Yeah.
need to see these cards all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to the rookies. That's all the level 4s. The rookies, we max out on all the searchers in here. 4 of the Wormmon, 4 of the Vmon. Their end of the turn DNA effect are super important in this deck to keep turn and to like keep on extending plays. And their search effect, you'll see the new Davis and Ken by far like a broken Tamer.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll see what I mean when I show the Davis and Ken. I'll put these back out when that happens. But like searching for a Davis for this one and searching for a Ken, but they both search for a free card.
Mm-hmm.
You can't ask for more. And they both Digivolve for free on the green and blue. So it's not like you don't like miss out on much.
Yeah.
3 of the promo Vmon, the inheritable draw, pretty good, and the reduction Digivolution, it's good. That's why they play the Magmon at 4. And Imperial, it's still a good card. You just want to see more searchers to keep on like getting into the pieces through DNA instead.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Vmon right here. This is the new one from the set. This one gives the inheritable of 2 KDP, which is actually how you're running over like Tyrant and like with the fighter mode, because 2 KDP is like pretty important. And it's your turn effect is actually pretty good. I won't lie. Like it's getting a memory each time you play or digivolve into a green Digimon or a free trait to another Digimon. So like you just get back. It's like a 1 cost play. Or if you have the Tamer out, it's like you just gain in free memory. It extends plays. It allows you DNA without staying your turn. That's literally your goal in this deck is keeping DNA for your turn. We can go right to Tamers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, this is proxy for Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Sean was happy enough to let me borrow it for the Momocon tournament. So I don't know why I found everything but the oldest card in this deck, but truth be told, like still great in Imperial. Search 2 cards, top 3. Memory Tamer. You need the Memory Tamer in here. You actually just need a Tamer in general for some of these effects. Actually, like the Vmon and the Dragon mode. So having more Tamers is very good.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, people were so mad throughout the entire weekend. Each time I played this Tamer, they were so mad. I played Davis and Ken. The new one. Start of main phase, you play a Vmon or a Wormmon for free from your hand, and at the end of turn, it goes back to your hand. End of your opponent's turn, it goes back to your hand.
Mm-hmm.
So you just get a free search. You can either DNA with that card, and so it doesn't go back to your hand, or it just goes back to your hands. You can play it again with this effect once again. So you just keep on searching.
I guess that is like kind of like an infinite cycle, huh?
it's like an infinite cycle of like you abusing your rookies to make
Yeah.
sure they keep on searching your deck.
Yeah.
It's
Dang.
like that's what people keep on looking is like you just played a free card now you just search for it and then it's like yeah I mean
And then play
keep on digging and
again.
but it's also blue and green so it's like that's crazy. And the your turn effect to gain a memory is like it's very clutch in some scenarios. Some situations you have to like go give your opponent one, you tap it, it goes to 0. But then the DNA effect is very good. When a DNA, you strip any 3 sources for any of your opponent's Digimon. It's basically like a better Zudomon ace. You make sure you strip sources before you activate the Paildramons when Digivolving,
Mm-hmm.
so you can tap the Digimon and can't unsuspend.
Because it has to have no
Overall,
sources,
like
right?
yeah, or less sources than the
Less
Paildramon.
sources. Mm, okay.
So like, very good card. A lot of people hated this card the most. I feel like you should hate Dragon Mode a little bit more, but they didn't read the card as much. Now to the options. I'll start with Gigadeath.
Uh-huh.
People people are talking about either Gigadeath or Megadeath.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the reasons why you might want Gigadeath, a Megadeath.
I mean,
Get rid of
Megadeth's always been cracked. Five memory to bounce at any Digimon is freaking crazy, and suspending
yeah,
it.
yeah, of course, yeah. You spend it and add it back.
Yeah.
I think in this point in the meta, there's so many decks that flood the board now
Mm-hmm.
that you need to get rid of them somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
and with Paildramon now in the format with his effect, like you stun the board, so they can't unsuspend. Now your opponent usually has a board of like 7 to 8, 6 to 7 Digimon, depending on what deck it is, and then you just bot deck everything with Gigadeath.
Yeah, that seems pretty crazy. That's like a nuts combo for sure.
Yeah, this is basically like the fighter mode, BT12 fighter mode, but in
Mm-hmm.
the option. This is like your one out to Tyrant if they'll have Shiva. So in that same way, also you were able to get rid of all the Digimon, so they restart their entire stack, and Tyrant usually loses if they restart.
Yeah.
So you run it at 2. It's an inherent it's security effect the same as Megadeth's, so that's why I don't mind as much. 9 cost is a lot, but if you get rid of a full board, I think non-cost is justified for just wiping the board with an option.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't matter how much memory you give somebody, as long as you get rid of their board, there's like no answer.
Yeah, exactly. And and then the last card I run is the new DNA Digivolve option for Imperial from the
Mm-hmm.
set, Invincible Dragon Insect Fusion. I didn't know this card was better than I thought. The security effect's very good. It just plays a Beamon or Wormmon for free
Mm-hmm.
from your hand or trash, and it goes to your hand. So you search and it
Oh,
goes to
trash
your
is
hand.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, you revive a Wormmon or Beamon, so you just
Mm-hmm.
get that free effect. But the main effect, I mean, DNA Digivolving instantly is like very like relevant because you gain back the memory. If you just don't have no rookie, but you have the Tamer out, blue and green, instantly DNA Digivolve, keep your turn, and it gains blocker, and it can't be deleted by battle. So
Mm.
that means if you block, that means it doesn't die. Piercing doesn't activate, nothing happens. That's like it helps partition out now because
Yeah,
now
yeah. I was gonna
it's
say that completely makes partition like so much stronger than.
yeah, it completely nullifies the downside of partition. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to like now partition is active no matter what on that stack.
Mm-hmm.
By far, like I didn't read it enough. I should be using it more. I usually just DNA develop by itself, but it's a very good option. Make sure. I think that's like you should keep running it at 2. It's a brick if you run more though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I could see that.
And then the last card here you have is Demi Vimon, the new one actually. There's like options of you running the set 12 one that draws a card if you have 2 more colors. I
Mm-hmm.
think in this format you need 1K. You need the 1K more than you need the draw.
Was that just like 1K if you have a free trade or something?
If you have 2 more colors, it
Two
all
more
turns
colors.
1K.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's pretty good. All turns.
Yes, all turns. So that's like the good part about the effect. You just need that DB threshold against like Numemon.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're above because you go to like an odd number and like they need more Digimon to get rid of you.
Ah, yeah. That's wow. That's a really fair point. I actually never thought about it like that. Huh.
Yeah, and like the DP minus like does still screw up Imperial because if you like it's the same with every blue deck. If you DP minus enough, then it just dies.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
I'm sure partition comes out, but like you rather have a big enough stack to just run over stuff. Also, piercings. You have piercing. Might as well use the fact that you have piercing as an inheritable and swing over Digimon.
Yeah,
That's
dang.
the deck.
Well, that's awesome, dude. Thanks for sharing it. Well, what are your thoughts on like Imperial overall, like into the meta and like how it stands? Like, like what do you think about like each matchup, really?
I feel like so. The freest matchup I think Imperial has in this format is Rapid.
Hmm.
I was Rapid by far. Like Rapid has a tough time. Like I don't think Rapid can ever win into a good Imperial player because the fact that Rapid's requirement to suspend a Digimon and have suspended Digimon really just like backfires on it instantly.
Yeah,
Because if you bought deck, like they're all arm purge and these arm purge conditions on Rapid, and like this deck just like bot decks
yeah,
Digimon,
it
so you
ignores
can never
it.
have that. A deck like Magna's weird. Magna, I can see it be 50-50 because I mean Magna unaffected by Digimon effects.
Hmm.
What you're gonna do? You have to run over it, and sometimes it's bigger than you. Sometimes you digivolve on top of the old Magna, and it becomes like 20 to 22k. You just can't do anything about it.
Yeah,
Then you have what Numemon? Numemon's weird. You have to go first in the matchup. Uh, Sometimes they have gas, sometimes they don't. It's really the Numemon experience that you're going through playing as
yeah,
Numemon.
that's true.
uh, Stun or bot deck, it's really good, but you have to see the pieces first. This deck is a combo reliant, piece reliant, so you have to make sure you see what you need to see.
But
Um,
I could see it being good with the whole with Gigadeath and like bot decking like all suspended stuff.
that's true.
Hmm.
Valkyrie Amon Ace is a little bit of an annoying card,
Oh
but
yeah, that's true.
if you're stacking with Dragon Mode, then Dragon Mode activates first, and all turn player priorities are on you, so you get your on Digivolve first.
Yeah, that's fair. That's true.
Um, Tyrant's weird. Like I said, Tyrant has redirection. You have to be bigger than Tyrant to get over it, and there's only two cards in this deck that's letting you do that.
Hmm.
You have to make sure your stack's like correct in that instance. Uh, but then like you have Gigadeath to get rid of the. You have to play Gigadeath now because of that. So like mitigates it somewhat.
Hmm.
If they don't have Shivamon, of course, Shivamon really like screws that a bit. Um, what's the what? Vaccine armor. Vaccine armor. You were testing that a bit. I don't. It's pretty weird of a deck. It uses the Rapamon engine, which makes it pretty bad into Imperial. So
Yeah, I feel like that could go pretty 50-50 for sure.
yeah, I can see that also. As Emissary of Hope is like a very not fair card.
What's the worst matchup for Imperial?
Right now, and for Imperial, the worst matchup might be something like
Blue Magna?
yeah, mine has 50-50 or 55-45s across the board. I think Mirage is a bit weird.
Hmm.
Mirage is like the Mirage still has like the floodgate like effect to gain one memory for every four cards in your hand, and
Yep.
you keep on
Yeah.
searching cards.
Yeah, that's true.
Your hand gets too big too fast, and sometimes the Mirage will take advantage of it.
Yep.
Uh, what else? It's like Nume. Sometimes if Nume goes first, then you're usually just gonna lose. It's like if they have the gas, then they win. So Red Hybrid was weird. Red Hybrid. Crimson Blaze really hurts Imperial.
Hmm.
You can't play by effects. That's Partition and the Tamer, and you really want those cards. So
Hmm.
that really sucks. Um, but this deck's also a very good like pickup for set 17. So it's like a good investment pick because set 17 it only gets better because it gets a new two cost option and it gets a Paladin mode ace, which helps out the deck's strategy a lot.
So what? It becomes like tier one set 17.
It's still tier one now.
Yeah,
It stays
I'd
tier
say it's
one
tier one
set
now. Yeah.
17. Yeah, it stays tier one set 17. It gets like more source strip and it gets like a new two cost option that like punishes opponents and it defaults to Imperial for free.
Yeah. You definitely make it look tier one right now, that's for sure. But other people might
Oh,
be
and I
like,
try my best. Not a lot of people have the cards yet, unfortunately, because of like distribution issues. But
yeah. I guess we'll
we try
see
our
how
best.
the I guess we'll see how the rest of the set unfolds. But for now, I'm sure you're enjoying your Imperial run.
You're right.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, thanks for deck profile. I know it's kind of late, but always appreciate talking to you and throwing down some game theory For the rest of the viewers, any last minute thoughts on Imperial?
I mean, it's just Imperial.
Imperial's
It's just the
Imperial.
most basic things in the world.
Swing it out, stun the board, win the game.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go. Okay, well, hey, thanks again, Sakib. Have a good one.
no problem. Thank you.
All right, thanks.